Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday, which means it's time for a review show special. Now, this is where I take a deep dive into a particular company, into a particular creator, or into a particular product. And today, I'm super excited because I've done a review show special on this person a couple of times. But I'm back with another one. We're going to be looking at Marvelous Creations, Matthew Wright, and we're going to be looking at two brand new tricks by Matt Wright. One that's kind of released around about now, it's currently on pre-sale, and one that came a couple of weeks ago. Matt is absolutely amazing. He's one of my favorite performers. He's one of those people that I could just watch over and over again and never get bored. He's got an engaging personality. He's always really entertaining, but his magic is always really strong as well. I remember first watching Matt's first project that came out many years ago through RSVP. Was it called? I can't remember even the name of it now. I've got it, but it was a very old project. But all of the material on there was incredible, like absolutely incredible. And Matt's one of these people that doesn't disappoint. Even when he helped produce a trick for Abstract Effect, he made a frankly terrible trick look good purely by the fact that he's such an amazing performer. And that's what Matt has the ability to do. He has the ability to take a average trick and make it look good. So when he has a good or a great trick, he can just make it look phenomenal. And because he's got his own magic theatre in Spain, he's always got a ton of live performances on his projects, which is something that I really appreciate. And he's also one of these people that's an incredible explainer of magic. He's got a great style when it comes to a tutorial. He doesn't waffle on, he doesn't go on for hours. Everything's succinct, but it's not one of those like 1 minute tutorials that just like basically glosses everything over in a second. With that all being said, we're going to go into this week's review show special. Now, before I do, I'm going to do a little bit of an interview with Matt. I thought it might be useful for you two guys to listen to Matt and what he has to say about these two projects. Now, the first project we're going to be looking at is Beyond Reform, which is the new Torn and Restored card that he's put out with himself and Elliot. And the second project that we're going to be looking at is the new wallet, the new card under wallet that came out 2 or 3 weeks ago. So we're going to start off with an interview with Matt. I'm really grateful that Matt, he's busy at the moment, but I'm really grateful he found the time to actually do this interview. So you're going to have a look at this interview right now. And then after the interview, we'll do a review on both of those projects. So here I am with the legend, somebody who's been on Magic TV more than anybody else, the one and only Marvelous Matthew Wright.
Hi, Craig, you all right?
Hey, mate, you are just smashing it. Like, you're telling me how much stuff you're bringing out this year, how much stuff you're bringing out of Blackpool, how much stuff has already come out. Like, I'm tired just hearing some of the projects you've got going on and some of the stuff you're doing. Do you even have
I'm
time
exhausted. Honestly, I mean, it's something I love doing. I love creating and stuff, but it's especially when it's coming up to Blackpool and it's only so far away. It's a few weeks away now. The pressure gets to you a little bit. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning talking to India and China, and then I'm still up at 12 o'clock at night talking to America and things. So just trying to coordinate the whole thing really is hard work, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Oh my gosh. And we're going to do another video on what you've got coming out of Blackpool. That's not what this is about, but I am going to do an interview with you. I know you've got a load of really
loads of stuff.
And then you're doing a tour of the UK, you're doing a tour of Germany, is that right?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I'm definitely doing the UK. We're just finalizing the Germany dates, and I'll be at Blackpool as well. So busy couple of months.
My God. But outside of all of that, you found time to release another couple of tricks already before Blackpool. And that's what this interview is about, because these are two of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Super commercial. And I wanted to talk to you about both of them if I could.
Yeah, I'm really proud about both of them. Yeah. So whichever one you want to talk about, I'm happy to go with.
Well, let's talk about the mismade card first. Now, what are you calling this?
This is called Beyond Reform.
Beyond Reform. Because for people that saw my review, you did D4M about a year and a half ago or something like that.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really nice mismade card. But, and I said this in the review, I said, it's gonna need a lot of practice because, you know, if you're Matthew Wright, it's not difficult because you're a god when it comes to sleight of hand. But for your average person, it was I spent weeks learning it to do it on the review show, and I still don't think I did it perfect. But the visual was incredible. Now, you've taken that gaff, redesigned it, and you come up with a version of this that's so much easier and in many ways a million times better, right?
A million times better. And what you said about it was exactly right. And everybody said exactly the same thing. It was such a great visual, such a great giveaway, such a great souvenir, but it was really hard to do. Some people did it. Some people mastered it. I know you got close to mastering it, but it was super difficult. So I decided that I was going to change the handling and rework it. And then I went to Blackpool and I met up with a young guy. I'd never met him before. I'd heard his name, but I'd never met him. A guy called Elliot Gerard. And he was like, oh, I do your D4M, but I've changed the handling a bit. Can I show you? I'm like, yeah, go on then. You know, you get it a lot, don't you? People coming up saying they've improved your trick. I'm like, wow, it was a lesson in humility, Craig, I can tell you, because this guy absolutely smashed it. It was the best turn and restored I'd ever seen. And immediately me and Elliot got together. I said, we've got to do this. We've got to bring this out. So that's what we did. And it's some of my handlings, some of Elliot's handlings, but the little nuances that Elliot added to this make it unbelievable. Such a different trick to D4M, such much better, like I say, a million times better, but that same interesting souvenir giveaway, but taken to a whole new level.
Yeah. Now, for me, one of the improvements is outside of the fact that it's a lot easier, and we'll get to that in a minute, but one of the big improvements, it feels now like an anniversary waltz type of effect because you can get different people to sign each individual piece, and then you can restore the thing. I mean, I've never seen a torn and restored card before where each individual piece is signed and then they restore, let alone restoring in a mismade fashion. I mean, that's
exactly. That's what makes it absolute killer. And as soon as he saw it, I was like, my God, how have I never thought of this before? How has nobody ever thought of this before? And that's exactly right. First of all the edges of the card are absolutely torn. And each piece is individually signed by a person and then restored back together with 4 different signatures on there. And it is, like you say, it's like an anniversary waltz because you've got people involved that each are signing their own little piece that are then fusing together. But as a souvenir, as a giveaway, there's nothing like it. I mean, it's exactly what a mismade card would look like if you tore it up and restored it in this way. I mean, you haven't got one right in front of you there on the screen, but I know you've got some that you've played with. And once you hold of this, you can tell it's not glued, but it feels like something magical has happened to it. It's the perfect illusion. And I'm really, really proud of it. And I've got myself to thank for it, but just as equally or more so with Elliot.
It's incredible. And people aren't going to believe us when we say how easy it is, but it is. I mean, the original D4M, if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, I tried D4M and it was too difficult, this isn't going to be for me. The original D4M was a little bit like Reformation. It had that Reformation Guy Hollingworth style feel to it. This is nothing like that. You have, without giving too much away, you literally just take a card, fold it up, get each piece signed and put it back together. There's no going into your pocket. There's no going into your mouth. There's no difficult opening moves or edge grip or anything like that.
There's nothing. There's no palms. You do the tear completely open-handed, completely fairly. You give the pieces to the spectator. They can mix them up. And then you hand it around and each person signs a piece and it fuses back together. It really is a beautiful and strong piece of magic. And you're talking about the Reformation there. I still do Reformation. One of the reasons this is called Beyond Reform is because I use it as a kicker to Reformation. So a lot of people are like, oh, I've spent such a long time doing my own torn and restored card. Why would I get this? This is the best kicker to any torn and restored card you ever do. And it was an idea from Mark Elsden. You think about it, you get a card, you rip it up and you restore it in whichever way that you traditionally do, in a regular card, and you hand it out as a souvenir, and you say, take that to your friends, tell them that the magician ripped it up and put it back together. And you know what? They won't believe you, because it's just a card put back together. So give it me back and I'll give you some evidence. And now you take the card that you just restored back, you tear it up very openly and go into Beyond Reform and get all the pieces signed. And now you say, now you can give it to your friends. Now you can definitely show that it's been torn up and restored. So it's a beautiful kicker to, even if you've already doing a routine, you've already got your own Reformation or Danny Garcia or whatever you're going to do, you can add this onto the end of it and it just takes it to a whole new level. I love it.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Now, you get a deck of cards, don't you? So you get a ton of them. You can do it a load of times.
Yeah, you get a load of gaffs. I mean, you do need, they're not reusable. So once you've done it and you've got them signed, obviously you would give that out as a souvenir. But it comes with the regular cards and the gaffs, so you get a match of each, and it's all the court cards. So you can use any court card that's called, or any court card that you pick out of a deck. So you're not really forcing as such. Just as long as you get them to pick a court card, you can go in and just pluck it out of the deck, openly tear it up, and go straight into the routine.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely amazing. And obviously, I know that people are going to be asking the question, refills. You don't actually need to buy a refill pack, because the price of this is so reasonable that if you ever run out, you can just buy another one of them, right?
Yeah, the pack is the refill. Yeah, the deck itself is I think it's a little bit cheaper than buying a regular gaff deck. But it's bang on price point with what you would expect to pay.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's and I think the most important thing about it is it's a worker. You know, a lot of the time you see routines like this and it's kind of like, all right, I'm never going to do that in the real world. It's not going to be something that I'm going to do. You know, people that are going out gigging on a regular basis, they want something nice and simple that they're not having to worry about. This is the actual definition of a working routine. It kills from a visual point of view. It's got interaction because you can get like multiple people signing cards. It's got a killer souvenir that I think is even better than Anniversary Waltz. And
I think so.
Easy to do. I mean, there's not really any angle issues. There's no
angle issues. There's no angle issues. There's no reset issues. I mean, Elliot has a version that we talk about on the download where he's doing it on a table and he gets 8 people to sign it.
Wow.
You know, so you've got eight people around the table all sign it, so you can involve the whole table on there. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of magic, and like I say, it absolutely is a worker. There's no reset. There's very little pocket space. It's a card. Reset is perfect. There's no angles. It's a worker's dream, really.
It really is. Really, really is, and also very different to anything else people have seen. And like you say, you can do it as a kicker. You talked about doing it as a kicker to a torn and restored card. You can do it as a kicker to any routine. If you want to, you know, have any routine that you do, if you forced a court card, or you just had them pick a court card, you can do whatever routine you want to do.
Yeah.
And then you can pick that court card and go, well, let's see if we can do one more thing.
Exactly. I mean, when you do a trick with a card, quite often you say you can keep that as a souvenir, and it's like, it's a bit of a rubbish souvenir, really. It's just a card. So now, here, give me that card back. I'll make you something very, very special, something that seals this very special moment that we've just shared, and you can get everyone involved. And now they are like an Anniversary Waltz is 2 people or whatever. Now you've got 4 different people all signing the cards, or 8 people in one of Elliot's routines. And again, another thing that makes it a worker is that it is all different cards. So you can go from table to table to table, and each table will have a different card that you've torn and restored.
That's brilliant. Absolutely amazing. So that's going to be available. That's going on pre-sale on the 10th of January. So by the time people are watching this, it's on pre-sale. And then we'll be obviously hitting the shop soon. But the other thing that we want to talk about, that's actually already out and people can buy it immediately, but they buy it directly from you. Is that right? This is not through every single magic shop.
This isn't through every single. Well, I had a wholesale company in Italy who contacted me and asked me if I had anything that I would like to release with them. And I've been brewing on this for about 12, 18 months. And I thought, let's go with them. So it is available in a lot of the European shops. How they sell to America, I'm not sure, but yeah, you can get it, but you can get it directly from me as well. And I sell a lot of my stuff through Saturn Magic, so you can certainly get it through Saturn Magic. But on my website, you can buy it as well. Yeah.
And let's talk about this. This is a totally different style of wallet that I've seen before, because it does something, there's so many wallets that come out, but they all typically fall into the category of it's a card to wallet, it's a peak, it's a Himba wallet, something like this. But this, as well as doing other things, the primary function of this wallet is to do an absolutely killer walk around card under box style routine, but with a wallet, right?
Exactly. I mean, the wallet does what you would expect a card to wallet to do, but that isn't the reason for the design behind it. Like you say, this is about the routine. It comes with a few different routines, but they're all based on the same premise. This is the card under anywhere wallet. I've worked in bars and restaurants for a long, long time, and card under box, card under glass. So this is designed to do exactly that, but in a walk around situation. I don't need a table. I teach some routines where you can do it on a table in the traditional sense, but now you're doing it on the spectator's hand, and the card is appearing multiple times under the spectator, on the spectator's hand, under the wallet, and then finale inside the wallet, paperclip to a business card inside an envelope.
Well, there's a lot to unpack there. Now, first of all, card under box has been my favorite routine of all time. Like, somebody asked me recently on this channel, if you could only do one trick ever for the rest of your life, what would it be? And for me, it's card under box, because it's just the perfect card trick as far as I'm concerned. The ability to be able to do this in somebody's hand, that's taking this to the next level. I get kind of pissed off sometimes when I'm booked and I have to do strolling, or I'm doing cocktail reception. I'm like, oh, I can't do card under box. That's frustrating. But with this, I can do that same style of routine, but without needing a table, just with people holding their hands out. I mean, that right there, as far as I'm concerned, is a game changer.
It was exactly that. I felt exactly the same frustration. I'd find myself at gigs with the cocktail parties, and I'd be moving 20 glasses, pushing them out the way just so I could do this card under box trick, because I loved it so much. And I don't know how, I can't remember the exact moment that it happened, but I think I pushed the things away, and I said, just hold out your hand and just hold on to that for a second. And I put it on his hand, and I looked, and I thought, why am I moving the glasses? I can use his hand. So that was the birth of it. And then I started to play around. I found the perfect wallet, the perfect style of wallet, and then started to play with the routine. Like, I'm in such a fortunate position with my theatre that I can test drive everything multiple times, 10, 15 times a night, to an audience that's going to be very forgiving, because there's so much else going on. So when I'm outside in my theatre, I've just nailed this and nailed it time after time, night after night, to get it to where I needed it to be. And now the routine is bulletproof. Everything that you might feel you could get caught with, because there's a little bit of misdirection in there, which I love, but some people are a little bit scared of. So I've had everything that you could think would happen, I've had happen, and I've found solutions to all of those things. So the routine works itself out brilliantly. There are 4 routines. There's a card under wallet on the hand. There's a 3-person card under wallet on the hand, which is absolutely killer and even easier to do than the 1 card. So you've got 3 people, each of them sign a card, each of them hold the hand out, and the card appears on their hand under the wallet on 2 of them, and then inside the wallet on the 3rd person. It's a multiple selection card under wallet on their hand. It's a wonderful routine.
That's ridiculous. And let's talk for a second about the card. If you don't want to do it under the wallet, this is a killer card in wallet as well. If you want to just use it as a card in wallets, me and Lloyd Barnes do a podcast together, and we were talking just before Christmas about some of the best tricks that we'd ever seen. And Lloyd actually said one of the best tricks that he'd ever seen was when he watched you a few years ago, and you were doing a card to wallet, and it appeared in an envelope, paper clipped to a business card. Now, this is obviously what he was talking about, because I was like, I've never seen Matt do that. He's like, yeah, I saw it, and it's killer, and the reactions were ridiculous. I mean, That's insane. Paperclip to a business card in a wallet, signed card, and you just showed me the load before camera. The load is seconds, literally.
It's straight off the deck, no problem. I mean, so the loading feature is similar to a few of the wallets that I've brought out in the past that people might be aware of, but this is just perfect for that routine. The size is perfect. Everything about it is perfect. But yeah, you can use it just as a regular card to wallet, card to envelope to business card. The thing that Lloyd was talking about, actually, I know exactly the moment when he was over here. And that trick isn't this trick. It's something slightly different. But we'll talk about it for the Blackpool edition for sure, because it'll be there. Yeah, it's something I've been holding back for many years. Lloyd wanted me to release it on something that we did for Illusionists many years ago, and I held it back, and I've been holding it back, and I've been holding it back, and it's time to go now for Blackpool.
Oh my God, I can't wait to do this Blackpool interview with you. That's super exciting. But yeah, so this wallet's available now. You can get it from your own shop, and you obviously ship worldwide, or there are selected Magic dealers that stock it as well. It's a nice size. That's the important thing. It's not like an oversized wallet or anything. It looks like a modern wallet.
Yeah, exactly. It's just over the size of a card, and it comes with exactly what you would expect. It comes with the money slot, a couple of pouches here, inside here and here, and then for your own your credit cards. Or I've got my Squid cards in there actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's a working wallet. It's a working wallet that you can carry every day, and it's always ready to do that routine.
Well, 2 questions on it that I know people are going to ask. Number one, the envelopes that you're using for the card to envelope, are they readily accessible? Are you using Bonsalopes, or are you using some?
No, it's a reusable envelope, so you don't need to buy more envelopes. It comes with a few, but it's reusable, so you can use the same envelope over and over again.
You should have led with that, man. That's a game changer.
Yeah, there's no refills on that. The amount of money
I've spent on envelopes in the past. I mean, and they never want the envelope. They just want the card out of it. They don't want the envelope, so you end up throwing the envelope away. A reusable envelope. What a great idea. That's insane.
Yeah, it resets in a set. I actually reset. The routine is built so that I'm resetting it ready to go before the routine is over. I'm a worker, Craig. You know what I'm doing. So I want to be ready to go as soon as I finish with this group. I want to be on to the next one. So I'm reset as I'm talking and finishing the trick. Yeah,
that's brilliant. That's absolutely amazing. And one other question, which I know is going to come up as well. If people don't like doing card to envelope, I know a few people don't, can you just use the load to load as, just normal card to wallet?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't need to go into the envelope, but it actually makes the trick easier going into the envelope, and it makes it even easier going into the paperclip to the business card or whatever else. It could be paperclip to money or whatever you want it to do, but it's magic for free. It's exactly the same move, exactly the same load going into just the wallet as it is going into the envelope, into the paperclip, into the business card. It's the same move. So you're getting 2 extra layers of impossibility for free, but you don't have to. I don't know why you wouldn't, but you don't have to.
Yeah. But again, just in case you missed it, no palming.
No palming. No
palming at all. No palming.
And so, with that also means that the wallet is out in open play long before they get the card selected and put back in and controlled. Obviously, with palming wallets, you need to get it in, control it, and do whatever, and take it out before the wallet comes into play. This wallet is in play long before any of that happens.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Matt, those are 2 incredible releases. Just really great. I'm going to take it back into the studio now. I'm going to do a full review and a performance, and I'm going to let everyone know what it's all like. But I mean, obviously, it's brilliant. It's really good. Just anything with your name on it is. But thank you so much for coming on the channel, and please promise you're going to come back on before Blackpool so we can 100%.
Talk about... I'll try and meet you in person. I'll try and meet up with you in person on the lecture tour, and I'll have a big goodie bag, and I'll show you everything we've got.
We'll just dissect the lot. That sounds awesome. Yeah, let's do that.
Brilliant.
Matt, thank you so much. Try not to work too hard in January, although I know you're going to, and we'll speak soon.
Cheers, man. See you later. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.
So once again, thanks very much to Matt Wright for coming on the channel. I know he's busy right now. It was very much appreciated. And the other thing is, I am telling you right now that this review is going to be 100% honest. Just because Matt is a friend of mine doesn't mean that I'm not going to tell you exactly what I think. Now, before I start, we're going to start off with Beyond Reform. Before I start, I just want to say that in that interview and before the cameras even started rolling, Matt told me he had like 7 or 8 brand new tricks coming out at ready to launch for Blackpool. So if you're going to the Blackpool Magic Convention, you absolutely want to swing by Matt's stand, because apparently he's going to have some stuff that's going to blow your mind, that he's going to have exclusive there, other stuff that he's actually launching in the Blackpool Magic Convention. So there's going to be some really exciting products. Make sure that you go check that out. But with that all being said, we're going to go straight into it. So we're going to start off by looking at Beyond Reform. Now, I'm going to make a bold statement, and this is a very bold statement, but I'm going to make it right now. This is categorically, without a shadow of a doubt, the absolute very best torn and restored card I've ever seen. I'm going to say that again. This is absolutely, categorically, the very best torn and restored card I've ever seen. Matt and Elliot are geniuses. It's as simple as that. They are geniuses. Because this is so practical. This is the torn and restored card that everybody has been waiting for. I remember reviewing Reform by Matt Wright a couple of years ago, and I must have spent about 2 months practicing it to make it look okay. I don't do Reformation or anything like that. So the original Reform that came out by Matt, I really struggled with. There were a lot of moves that I had to practice over and over again, and I got it to look okay. And I got it to look good enough for camera, but I not great. And it was very, very hard. What's wonderful about this is you get exactly the same effect, except the magic's happening in the spectator's hands, so arguably it's better. And then as well as the magic happening in the spectator's hands, it's very, very easy to do. Like, I thought this was going to be hard, and I'm wrong. The genius that is Elliot has created this sequence so that they think that the pieces are all ripped up. They're signing the individual pieces one at a time. And at that second, you can immediately put those 4 pieces into the spectator's hands. And when they open their hands, the pieces are going to be restored, but into a mismade style card. It's just incredible the way this routine is structured, and I'm more impressed with the structure of the routine than anything else. The way this routine is structured, it's a worker's dream. Yeah, it really is. It's a worker's dream. I said it. Now, there's tons of live performances, and I'm going to show you in a second a live performance by Elliot. And I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe it's at the Oracle Bar in Liverpool, and it's his handling of this routine. Now, you're going to see the whole sequence. You're going to see the whole sequence. Now, basically, in essence, his routine is more than just a torn and restored card. And it just makes logical sense for him to do it this way. Again, it's a real working routine. This is the sort of routine that you can do in the trenches, walk around, mix and mingle, and it's going to get insane reactions. So he starts off with a 2-card transpo, a very clean 2-card transpo. So somebody picks a 9, somebody picks a king, and they change places while their hands are on top of it, which is really cool. Then he says, let's take this to the next level. And he tears up the 9, puts the pieces onto the spectator's hands, takes the king, and the king turns into the 9. And then when they look at the pieces are now of the king, which is just killer. It really is one-upping. You know, sometimes you see multi-layered effects and multi-phase effects where the phases don't build. And I really do believe that in a multi-phase routine, the phases need to build, so each phase needs to get stronger. And that's what you have here. Each phase is stronger. I love the idea of tearing the card up and then the transposition occurs again. But because the card's torn up, they can see that the pieces are torn up. They can see absolutely everything. So now he takes the pen out, which gets the gimmick into play. And immediately he goes into this signing sequence where each person signs a card and then the card ends up held by the spectator. And as a finale, as a final phase, the pieces restore. I mean, genuinely, I don't think you can get much stronger than that. And when you see the card restored, it really looks like a card should be when it's restored. Like the rips are all in the right place, everything's correct. Let's have a look at a live performance. I know you guys want to see full live performances. Let's have a look at a full live performance of this. Now, I've got footage of Elliot and Matt doing this live. So in this review, I'm going to be using their footage, but I am going to be doing this on a review show revisited, and I'm going to be doing this on Magic Lives. This is something that's definitely going into my act. But let's have a look at Elliot's performance.
So that mixes them together, but what's your name for me?
Nico.
Nico, if you could slide any card out.
One card.
One. Just one. So, if you could, turn it over. Let everyone see the card. At this point, the 9 of clubs. We're going to be using 2 cards, so it's important that you remember what both cards are and where they are. So, for now, if you could for me, Nico, place your hand out. I'll place your hand on top of that card for me. Same thing applies. If you could for me, what's your name?
Philip.
Philip, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Here. So, Philip, your card is the Jack of clubs. 9 of clubs, Jack of clubs. If you could for me, place your hand on top. Now, the idea is this. The reason I got you to select 2 different cards from 2 different places is so that those 2 cards don't come in contact with each other. Because if they do, it would be a lot easier to sort of swap them around or do something funny with them. So, that being said, in a moment, one card's going to go from here to here and vice versa. 2 cards basically swapping places. So, if you could for me, just kind of keep a firm pressure. Slowly raise the hand. Turn it over. If you could, yeah. Okay. There we go. Turn it over. So now at this point, if those 2 cards change places just by their identity, it's interesting, but there is a step further we can take with this. So for instance, if I take the card and I tear it down the middle, now we tear it again. That way, we have to change the form of the object and its identity. Could you just place your hand on top of those pieces like this? And I'll also keep this card face up so you see the moment it happens. If you watch, it goes from here to here. From there to there. Hopefully. If you lift your hand up. Check those pieces.
Det giver jo absolut ikke. Jeg kiggede på hans hånd, der skete ikke. Jeg forsvandt bare. Det er virkelig noget af det der.
So at this point, I'm actually going to get each one of you to sort of think of something. So it could be a name, a date, a symbol. How about this? I'll go with you 4, you 3, and then if you could help me as well. So could you take this pen? I'm going to get you to write a name, a date, a symbol, anything you want. Something that means something to you. It's up to you. Just write something on there for me.
Are you finished with these? Yes. Yes.
Anything you want. A name, a date, a symbol. Yeah? If you could, same thing again. Anything you want on that? Same thing, just anything you want. Now, pass the pen over. Same thing with yourself, anything you want. Now at this point, could you wring your hand out for me? Place it in the middle of the table. Raise it up a slight bit. Squeeze onto those and turn the hand over like this. Now, raise it up just about here. Yeah? At this point, the idea is this. We had 4 pieces signed. However, if any of those go missing, or let's say a piece was sort of not what it looked like, you know exactly what you drew, and if any of those went missing, you'd know instantly. Yeah. So with that being said, those 4 pieces are going to come back together inside of your hand, folding over themselves, sort of fusing at their edges to become a single card again. So all 4 of them kind of coming together. Okay? Just keep the hand still for me. Start to move. Whether you feel it heat up, whether it digs into the skin, anything you want, just sort of focus on the sensation for me. And then just...
Hvad? Nej! Hold for ud. Nej. Huset er der. Nej. Hvad står der? Anne? Bang. Ja. Hvad har du skrevet på? Bam. Nej. Hvad er det der? What the fuck, det er sygt. Også fordi, at de er sat sammen. Ja. Det er det. Det var det ikke. Kunne du mærke noget? Er du sammen med dem?
Okay, now let's also talk about Matt's performance. Of course, the nice thing about this project is you've got the two of them bouncing off each other the entire way through. So you can see, you know, in terms of, you can see the way Matt approaches it, you can see the way Elliot approaches it. Now, Matt's performance takes place outside in Spain, as you would expect. It's where he lives. And it's very, very different. It's more of a walk around style handling. The structure leading up to the transposition is very, very different. He has this this sequence at the beginning where they're picking the same card over and over again, and he's got this whole thing about, hey, let me show you how magicians cheat. And then he goes into this really nice presentation, and Matt's not the first person that I've seen do this. I think the first person I saw do this was maybe Paul Harris, with his linking cards, it might be, I'm not too sure. But Matt's got this really nice presentation based on that, where he talks about cheating and he forces the same card on somebody a few times. And then after that, he says, well, the other way you can cheat is you can put a crimp in the card. And he takes the card they've picked and he folds it down the middle. And he says, then you there's a thing called a nick where you make a small rip in the card, and then he tears it in half. And then he talks about double crimps and double nicks, and he ends up with these 4 pieces, which is the justification for him to then go into the torn and restored card. Very, very nice approach to it. Very, very different to Elliot's, but really, really funny, as you would expect with Matt. Let's have a look at that performance.
Rachel, just point to a card for me, Rachel. Just grab one. Take it out. Is it the King of Hearts? Yeah, you see? That's one way of cheating. One way of cheating is to make you pick the card that I want you to pick. It's how they do it. Look, I'll show you another way. Look, I'll just cut off little packets like this. Anytime you like, you say stop. Before I get to the bottom, if you will. It's all right. Look, just as I ripple down, just say stop.
Stop.
Take a look. Have a look. Did you find the King of Hearts?
Yes.
Excellent. Well done, you. Look, I'll show you. Have you heard of card counting? There's a way of counting cards. You heard of that? Give me a number. 2. Any reason for 2?
My favourite number.
Your favourite number. Okay, so we're just going to count down 2 cards. 1, 2. King of Hearts. Perfect. Exactly what we're after. There are other ways of cheating. Have you heard of marking a card? You heard of a marked card? You heard of marking a card? What you do, there's a crimp. A little crimp is a bend. You heard of a crimp? Yeah, a little bend. You can make them. It's getting a bit old over there. The eyes aren't what they were. So there's a little bend in the card there. That's called a crimp. There's a thing called a double crimp, which is 2 bends in the card. That's a double crimp. Now you'd be able to spot that and you would know that that was the king. There's another way of marking a card called a nick. You heard of a nick? Yep. A nick is a little tear. Yep. See the little tear? Yep. There's a little tear in the card. You would know that that was your card because there's a little tear in it. There's a thing called a double nick. You heard of a double nick? That's a double nick. 2 tears. Your name, sorry, was?
Rachel.
How are you at shuffling cards, Rachel?
Not the best.
Excellent. Mix them up for me then. We'll give you a starter pack. Perfect. Frazzled? Me too. I'll tell you what, let's put my name on one card. One way of marking a card is to put a mark on it. A physical mark. So I'll put my name on it, Matt. There you go. You can put your mark on one. Put your... Yeah, put your name on there. Do you want to put yours on one? Go on, you can have a piece as well.
Go on, Matt Evie.
Go on, Evie. Not on this one there? There you go. I think that one's got a piece. Yeah, that's got my name on already. And you can put your name on one as well.
Hey, Abby.
Okay, Rachel, we started this with you, so we'll finish with you. Hold your hand out for me. Take the pieces and close your hand around it. I'll take the pen. You said if that goes back together, you'd be amazed, right? That's what you're going to... Oh. Right, I don't know if I'm that committed now. Right, just concentrate on feel them fusing together. You can feel them getting warmer in your hand. Just getting warmer piece by piece. Can you feel it getting a little bit warmer? You should be able to feel just a little bit of movement.
Okay.
Just a little bit of movement. Open your hand. Almost.
No. What the hell?
You get to keep that as a little souvenir.
Thank you.
There we go.
Okay, so you've seen the performances. You know exactly what this trick is. The question is it worth it? Well, the short answer is yes, and the long answer is yes. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's worth every penny. I'm going to have about 10 decks of these because I'm worried that at some point they're going to run out and they're not going to be available anymore, and I don't want to not be able to do this trick. This is the best torn and restored card I have ever seen, bar none, and it's the best torn and restored card by a country mile. Nothing else even comes remotely close to this. I mean, gosh darn, this is just brilliant. It's very, very practical. There's no setup. There's no arts and craft. You literally have the gimmick. And I love the elegant solution of just clipping under the Sharpie. So you do whatever you want to do to get yourself into a position where the cards are torn. You then take your Sharpie out, give it to them to sign, and in that action, the move's done. Genius. Absolutely genius. The actual moment where they're signing the 4 pieces, even though that is no longer the card, you would be convinced that that is 4 torn pieces. And it's so nice that they sign the 4 pieces and then you immediately put it into the spectator's hands. If you go back and look at the performance, you'll see that Elliot kind of just rips them all higgledy-piggledy, and they're just like all over the place when they're torn, while Matt makes more of a deal of it and folds them and tears them, and there's no right and wrong way of doing it. And that's what's really nice about this. So it's super practical. It's not difficult to do. You know, there's a ton of torn and restored cards out there that are very, very difficult. This is not a very difficult thing to do. It's a very easy thing to do. Pack small, plays big. You can repeat it immediately. There's not really any angle issues really to speak of. There's nothing to hate about this trick, but there are a million things to love about it. This, I'm telling you right now, is early contender as far as I'm concerned for Trick of the Year. I really believe that. Like, this is a worker's dream. This is one of those tricks that will appeal to everybody. Workers and pros will love it. Amateurs and hobbyists will love it. Everybody is going to love this trick. Man, Matt and Elliot have hit it out the park with this. And I encourage you to go pick it up. It's on pre-order right now, but this is something that I'm going to be using for a very, very long time. I'm going to give this 150%. This is awesome. I'm super excited about going out and performing this. I'm super excited about the impact it's going to have on my audiences. This trick is just killer. Absolute killer. Okay, so the next trick that we want to be talking about is the latest wallet that Matt has brought out. Now, Matthew Wright is responsible for approximately 4,337,291 wallets that have hit the market since he got into Magic. If it wasn't for Matt, I don't think there would be anywhere near as many wallets on the market as there is now. And he's brought so many wallets out over the years. And they've all got different uses and different attributes. But one thing he seems to have a skill with is bringing out wallets that do something different to other wallets. Because most wallets, they do the same thing. It does this, or it does this, or it does this. This is a very unique approach to a wallet design. Because what it's designed for, and it does more than that, but I'm going to talk primarily about what it's designed for, which is to do the card under box routine, but with a wallet, so kind of like card under wallet, but to do it in the spectator's hands. Now, when I heard that this wallet allows you to do card under box, but with a wallet in the spectator's hands. I was like, rubbish. That is not going to be the case. There's no way you can do that. I've been doing card under box for years. I love card under box. It's probably one of my favorite routines of all time. If I had the ability to do even something that looked remotely like card in the box, walk around with no table required and get them to hold on to the receptacle, man, I would mark that higher than anything. And I was like, there's no way that can happen. Even somebody like Matt Wright is not going to be making that happen. And I'm telling you right now, I was very, very wrong. This is card under box with a wallet. And the spectator holds onto the wallet. There's a couple of different ways to hold onto the wallet. You can put it into the spectator's hands like this, and you can get them to pinch it like this and just say, hold it between your thumb and your forefinger. And they don't even realize, but they're holding onto the wallet the whole time with the card loaded underneath it. Now, there's lots of different ways. This is like an 1.5-hour tutorial, and no stone is left unturned. There's tons of live performances, and there's lots of different options and lots of different ways of doing this. Some of the routines are a little bit harder, requires a little bit more skill, or perhaps a little bit more moxie or balls, whilst other of the routines, you can do it almost straight away. Now, one of the easiest routines is a 3-person card under wallet, where 3 people pick cards and they progressively go underneath the wallet. There's really kind of no skill to that. And even if it goes wrong, it doesn't matter, because they're just going to find the card under the wallet prematurely, which is totally not an issue. Then there's other routines that require a little bit of practice. The card under box style routine, where it's a repeat card under wallet in the spectator's hands. That's going to take a little bit more practice. Now, for somebody who already does card under box, I don't think the learning curve is going to be very high at all. I'm very excited about going out and performing with this wallet, because I think it's going to be great. But, you know, it is a bit of a learning curve. On the tutorial, there's an entire section on outs. So there's an entire section on, okay, let's have a look at this routine and talk about what would happen if the spectator did this. Now what would happen if the spectator did this? Now what would happen if the spectator did this? And I really appreciated that, because I felt like I was getting... I mean, you can tell that Matt's worked this in 1,000,000 times, and what you're getting is his experience of performing this routine. He's discovered where all of the problem points are, or issues, and how to get around them. And I've talked about this on the channel before. That's what you need to do when you're performing. You think about all the ways a trick can go wrong, and you work out what to do about it if that happens. Well, the exciting thing is Matt has actually worked that out for you already, so you don't have to worry. Now, I'm gonna, again, as with all of Matt Wright's tricks, there are tons of live performances, which I really appreciate. I'm going to show you one of those live performances now. So there's one there's tons of live performances, but that's not what this video is for. Let's have a look at one of the live performances of the project. This is Matt performing one of the card under box routines, card under wallet routines, sorry, the outside. So this is the repeat card under wallet, where there's 1 spectator involved, not 3 spectators. Let's have a look at that.
Michael, can you shuffle cards, Michael? Excellent, shuffle them up for me. Before we're doing it, I'm going to put my wallet on the table there, all right? There's no money in there. So no need to run. No need to run. I'm from Burnley, of course there's no money in it. Your name was, sorry? Michael. Michael, take a look at one card and remember it. You got one? Yeah. Whatever card you're thinking of right now, Michael, just say it out loud, like 4 of spades. Ready? Name the card. King of clubs. King of clubs. This one? Yeah. Pretty good start, pretty good start. Your name is? Just point to a card, Nathan. Just grab one. Take it out. Did you find King of Clubs? Did you get it? No, not easy. What you got to do is blow it. If you blow it, it becomes King of Clubs. Write your name on it for me. You write your name on there, on this side. While he's doing that, you could take a card. And you could take a card. Write your names on the cards. You put yours back in there. Perfect. Almost got a glimpse of that then. Almost got a look. It's all right. Pop your name on there. I'll take that off you. You write your name on it. Put that in there. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I can see it.
You found it, Noel?
Perfect. I'll take the pen. Right. 3 cards. Have I got yours? Yeah, I got yours already. 3 cards going in 3 different places. All right. If I spread through the pack, we should be able to see where each card is. I think I saw your card, I think. Did you see your card? I think we are just under the wallet there. We'll go for your card next. Ready for the move? That's the move. Did you see it? Just under the wallet there. Go for yours next. Was it yours or yours? Yours. Ready for the move? It's not happened yet because I haven't done the move. Ready for the move? That's the move. Not under the wallet, but inside the wallet, there's an envelope. Inside the envelope is a business card. Paperclip to the business card is one card. One card here. 51 cards here. Take it, take a look. I'll show you in reverse, right? Put your hand out. So far you've seen the cards appear under the wallet. This time we'll put the wallet on top of the cards, make the cards vanish from on the hand, alright? You ready? Ready for the move? That's the move. Gone. There we go.
So there you have it. That's a great performance, and you can see early on in this review, I talked about how Matt is a great performer. He is, but nothing short of an incredible teacher as well. You watch some of those tutorials and you're just like, oh my gosh, when is it going to end? Please make it stop. And then there's other tutorials that you watch and you're just like engaged in every second. This is a tutorial that was very easy and fun to watch. Matt makes it very easy and very fun. And you walk away from watching this tutorial not overwhelmed, not worried that this is something that you're not going to do, but excited about the possibilities that this wallet is going to bring into you. Now, the question you need to ask yourself is, do you need another wallet? And the answer is, of course you do. You're a magician. Yes, you need another wallet. You can't be a magician if you don't buy at least 5 wallets every single year. But in all seriousness, it's up to you whether you need another wallet or not. Now, this wallet is not going to replace, for example, in my everyday carry wallet, the Orphic wallet. That's my everyday wallet, carry wallet. It's always going to be. I'm also taking Orphic to gigs with me, and I'm loving it. But would I put this in my act? Yes. Why would I put this in my act? Because I think that the card under box routine is the strongest trick that you can perform for anybody at all, ever. Card under box has, in my opinion, everything that it needs to be a perfect trick. And this is a way of doing card under box, without the box, without a table, in the spectator's hands. It makes it even more impossible. If it wasn't, even though there's a ton of other stuff that you can do with these wallets, the fact that you can do this routine is all I need. And we haven't even touched on the fact that the finale of the routine, the card goes into the wallet. Not just into the wallet, it goes into the wallet, into an envelope, paperclipped to a business card. I mean, wow! It's just incredible. This is really strong, hard-hitting magic. This is the sort of thing that you can make a reputation for. And I'm excited about putting this in my act. I'm excited about using this as just a card to wallet. Forget about using it as a card to wallet as well as everything else. I love it when I have options when I'm performing with a particular prop. And this prop gives you loads of options. No stone is left unturned, and Matt covers everything in great detail, which is why this project is also going to get 150%. I absolutely love it. Now, it's up to you whether you need another wallet. That's only something that you can decide, you and perhaps your partner. But for me, I'm so glad I've got this, and I'm going to be using this a lot. It's 150%, and once again, Matt Wright has hit it to the moon and back. So there you go, guys. That's another review show special in the bag. Do me a favour, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, you want to see more videos like this, you know what you got to do. You got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. If you want to join the Net Tricks, which is my online streaming platform with hundreds of tricks and new tricks being added every single week. If you want to join the Net Tricks, please go to www.thenettricks.com. That's www.thenettricks.com. You can sign up and see what all the fuss is about and see why we're nearing thousands of people are enjoying the Net Tricks. I'll be back again very, very soon. Thank you once again for joining me. My name's Craig from Magic TV.